Oh man. Not this crap again. Oh hi, by the way. It's me. That guy from YouTube. You might have heard of me. Now, if not, then consider yourself the lucky one. Nobody needs this mess. But anyway, guys. Now we're gonna go work on the Volvo loader soon. Currently we're just trying to get the documentation in order. Now, it's been a while since I did anything with the Volvo loader, and you know, I figured I'm not gonna remember anything. So just in case, I wrote a lot of the stuff down. Actually, not just for the loader, but for the other thing, and even Joseph. Basically just to remind myself what I need to do on those machines, because I can't remember almost anything. This is a real problem with me, honestly. I might be coming down with the flu or something, I don't know. But you know, let's do that table thing again, and then try to do like a list. What is that? And once we figure out the table part, then we can figure out what we actually need to do on the machine. How many problems did we have there? Like 12. Let's go like 15 rows just in case. As I remember, when I released the loader video, I went through the comments section pretty thoroughly, and I wrote a lot of the things down that were good suggestions, so we could focus on the thing a bit later, because I wasn't planning to do any follow-up for the loader, mostly because the winter just kind of arrived out of nowhere and I had to deal with the firewood nonsense. So that guy just kind of sat through the winter mostly. But then we're gonna try to figure this mess out now, because I actually need to use the Volvo for a couple of different things. I'm not sure if I'm gonna be able to keep the order, you know, 1, 2, 3, 4 in a row. Might skip over some of them, not really sure at the moment. I was just gonna write whatever down, and then we'll start working on the thing. Now currently I'm not sure if I'm even gonna be able to finish this entire machine in a single video. I guess we'll see how far we'll get as things progress. Why is that wrong? Item. Okay, so obviously the first thing that we need to figure out is the fuel issue. Okay, all of a sudden... No, all of a sudden the fuel issue just kind of came out of nowhere, honestly. The thing was working fine, and then it didn't. No more fuel came to the priming pump. Even if I pumped it up with the hand pump, the fuel just kind of never came up. I think there's like an air leak somewhere, although there's like not a lot of fuel line on that area. I think there was just like half a meter of fuel line, and then we had the priming. Actually, before the priming pump, there was this filter, so maybe that's broken. Could be possible, right? Although it's not leaking. Not really sure. I think there's something simple going on there. We just need to figure that mess out. I'm pretty sure the fuel is not empty, because before the winter I filled up the entire tank, and that thing takes like 200 and something liters. If it leaked out, it would be on the concrete, and I would notice that the concrete is dry, apart from the hydraulic leak, which we also need to figure out. Maybe do that next. Maybe not. Let's do the air filter. Let's focus on that next. Last year I did take out the air filter, both the inner and the outer one. I blew them out with the air pressure there, but I kind of noticed that it doesn't matter how much or how long I blew it out. There was still like a lot of dust coming from the filter. I think it's because this machine used to work at a rock quarry, and there's like a lot of fine granite dust or something like that in the quarry area overall, and that just kind of ruins the filter. And I figured whatever, let's just kind of put a new filter in it. I probably don't need to replace it out ever again because I don't do any rock work with it, right? I just kind of drive it for 5 minutes and then the thing is parked for half a year. So once we replace the filter out, I don't think I never really need to tackle that situation again. What is 3? What could we do next? Give me a moment, I'm gonna try to figure out what is the best order. I usually go with easier stuff first and then leave the really complicated stuff for last. There's something simple we could do, I guess. Is to fix the step. Well, you guys know about the step, right? You guys really even get on the machine very well right now, unless you're like 10 meters tall. So I've been kind of whining about that ever since I got the loader. I figured whatever, let's deal with that situation as well. I guess number 4 would be something like we'll try to figure out the alternator problem. So the situation with alternator is kind of mysterious. It's just stopped working. I'm guessing it has something to do with the bearings, most likely seized or something like that. So we need to probably take that thing apart and replace the bearings out. But I think the alternator itself should be solid. It shouldn't be broken, apart from the bearings. I think that's a pretty good idea to do next. Now for the next thing, we never really checked the final drives. I kind of forgot about that, so we need to check the fluid level in the final drives and what's going on over there. Maybe we need to replace that fluid out as well. I mean, I think the only fluid that the previous owner changed was the engine oil, and everything else seems like it's from the factory or something like that. I don't think the guy really did much of service other than changing out the engine oil and the filters. I think beyond that we can we should check out the differential breathers, I believe, because because when we took the oil cork off, we got pressure from inside the breather. I mean differential hub. So that's not good. We don't need pressure inside there. It's gonna blow out seals, and then you have leaky situation everywhere. Guys, I can't see, you're kind of in the wind. That's much better now. Belts needed. There's like a billion different pulleys at the back of the engine, and I think we only have like one active belt there at the moment. So let's put new belts on it as well. Fire. Yeah, we don't need that business, so I'm gonna try to find a couple of nice fire extinguishers for the machine, and we need to put them on a nice location as well. I guess another thing we can check is electrical, like wipers, lights, block heater, stuff like that, glow plugs. Apparently it should have all of that, and maybe some of them even work, I'm not really sure. Let's just gonna check electrical stuff overall, make sure everything works, and if not, then try to figure out why it doesn't work. I've got a couple of more things in the list here which I would like to add, but maybe leave like a couple of caps down here. For example, we have one of the pins is really gone on the machine, one of the loader arm pins. I think it was left side, and I'm pretty sure the bushing is also screwed. Now this was long before I even got the machine, so that has been going on for a while. I'm probably not going to tackle this right now. This is quite a bit of work, and if the bushing is also messed up, if it's just like a pin issue, then it's fine. We can get or build a new pin for it, but if the pin has worn through the bushing and it's eating into the frame itself, then that's like a total difference in a situation to be in. Hopefully that's not the case. But you know, in order to even check what's going on, then you need to like take the entire loader off the machine. So that's something that I don't want to do right now, obviously. I guess we could add that thing as well. You could check that. Apparently you do need to check it like every something hours. But I'm not really sure what we need to check there. Maybe there are some parts that go bad eventually. And I guess one more thing that we can add is the pivoting something. I'm pretty sure it has like a proper name. I'm gonna try to find it. Rear axle oscillating wheel. What? I guess it's called the rear axle, maybe. Basically, I'm talking about this part. It's not the same part that's on the Volvo, but I think you're gonna get the picture. It lets the rear differential or rear axle, you know, pivot independently from the rest of the machine. It kind of goes behind the differential, and on the Volvo it's also up front, so it's in front and behind. It lets the rear axle move like that independently. The front end does not have it. It's only on the rear. Now the issue with that is the greasing lines for it were cut who knows when, and when I tried to pump some grease into that housing I was unable. It would not accept any grease, but it should take grease into it. I think there's like a couple of giant bearings or giant bushings where the entire thing moves, and it should have grease in it, not oil. So I'm not really sure what to do with that right now, honestly, because I tried to manually pump grease in there. It would not take any grease in. So even if I put like a proper hose on it, the grease would still not go in there. I think you would like need to disassemble that thing and figure out why the grease is not going in there. So I'm not really sure about that at the moment. Maybe you guys did suggest something about it in the last video, but sadly I can't really recall any information about that thing right now. I will later check it out, but I'm not sure if I'm gonna be able to do anything about that at the moment. But you know, with that, I think the list is pretty much complete at the moment. Let's print out the paper, smell the paper, and get to work. Oh man, much better now. Actually, I wanted to start this thing off yesterday, but it was stupid rain the entire day. Oh yeah, I think I forgot to add one more thing to the list, and it's the turning cylinders. We need to rebuild both of them. A bunch of that leaky situation down there. I don't know what happened. I didn't even move the machine during the winter time, and they just kind of started leaking out of the blue. Stupid things break for no reason. But about the fuel situation, seems like we do have some type of a leak from there, but I'm pretty sure that was also before, so it's not related to this issue. That thing is just completely empty. Oh no, now it's going off. Nice pumping, what? Maybe we don't need to do anything. Maybe the issue was the fuel. Maybe the fuel froze. Dude, I never got any active bumping action from last time I tried. I'm just getting pumping air. Oh, something's going on over here, look at that. The priming pump is leaking. Okay. Yeah, I definitely did not get this far last time, so maybe the issue was the fuel after all. And the chick at the counter told me it's winter diesel. Apparently not. Apparently the chick was lying. I think we got good pressure there now. Man, if that works, then that's the lamest fix ever. Button on. Step brother. That stupid smash switch. Sometimes it works, other times it doesn't work. Okay, apparently if you wait like 30 seconds in the ignition phase, then you should get glow plug action as well. So we're gonna wait, see what happens. Maybe some light goes on. I don't see anything. At least you guys told me that once you put the ignition on, wait 30 seconds and then you should automatically put the glow plugs on. But I'm not sure if there's like indication for that anywhere. At least nothing's on the dash is lighting up. So maybe that's not working. Oh, starting to get smoke. Mida sa uks jebid, lase välja. What happened? Push to open. Push. It's not open. Dude, I am not that slim. I can fit through that. Okay. Maybe it needs some oil. Dude, look at that. Thing's been sitting for, I don't know, 5 months. Just like that, a little bit of bumping action and how it fires up, honestly. But will it keep running? That's the real question. Yeah, it's pumping right now, but I think we should replace that filter out. Seems kind of dirty inside. Something's off with the pulley mechanism. The Christmas noise is coming from the tensioner, I think. And that thing is like sideways, it's not straight with the engine pulley. Maybe there's a bad bushing there. gonna see how bad the cylinders leak. I'm gonna figuring right now if it's a very minor leak, then I'm not gonna address this situation right now. But if it's pretty severe, then we need to rebuild these things as well. Seems not that bad. Oh, by the way, I almost ran my sawmill shed down. It's a huge crack. I turned the thing and that thing went against that thing. Wow. What a moron. Seems like it survived though. Yikes. Guys, about the fuel issue, I think that's kind of sorted at the moment. Yeah. I guess it was a bad diesel fuel which the chick sold me. Because this issue started the moment the temperatures went to minus 20 degrees Celsius. And then nothing worked anymore. Oddly though, I used the same diesel in Joseph, Kirovetsas, and they worked fine, so that's kind of weird. Had a bunch of issues with the the new dirt over there as well. Yeah, I'm looking at you, little dirt. I don't know, seems to work right now. I think we don't need to do anything at the moment about that thing. That was the easiest fix I've ever done. I'm gonna swap that one out though. It does work, but looks like it's filled like halfway with some black tar or something. Oh, by the way, I think I'm gonna break something by swapping this out and then nothing works anymore. That seems to be like a very common thing. Like the check valve works on the priming pump at least. Although when you're bumping it, then it's leaking. However, I think that's not really important. Now I have the same situation, the old Blue. When you use the priming pump, that leaks like hell. But once you fire up the engine and it uses the lift pump instead, then it doesn't matter because it won't leak anymore. As long as it doesn't leak while the engine is running. Man, I told you! Dude, I told you I'm gonna touch that thing, I'm gonna break it. Nice pumping like air again. What happened? Maybe I introduced the air leak somewhere. Shouldn't be the case. Nothing, absolutely nothing. It's not moving at all. It's like pumping air. Right, let's put the old thing back, see what's what. I mean, what happened? That doesn't work with this as well now. Never touch a working thing, guys. clear example right over here. Absolutely nothing now. Maybe that guy went bad, you know, all of a sudden. Dude, that's not creating any suction over there. Oh wait. Now it's creating something. It's creating something, but like almost nothing. Very minimal. I wonder if that little hack job would work. Oh. Okay. Yeah, I think it's pretty much confirmed right now that the Volvo's priming pumps just kind of died out of nowhere. Because that didn't work, I needed to feed fuel to it in order to actually make it work. Right now, I haven't even tightened down the clamps and it seems to be working right now. Okay, yeah, looks like this guy doesn't work anymore. Or maybe, I don't know, maybe we just kind of got lucky, you know, getting it the first time, and once fuel started flowing through it, it worked. Right now, if you put like a bucket of air between the fuel tank and the pump, it seems like it's unable to overcome that bucket of air. But if you feed fuel directly to the pump, then it's pumping. I probably have few air in the system now. I think we can leave it at that right now. Got that extra little priming pump in between the two systems, I guess. Now obviously the priming part of the pump, which is mounted on the high pressure fuel pump, is not functioning, and that thing needs a rebuild. But I think I'm not gonna do that right now if this setup kind of works. I mean, that cheap hand pump probably costs less than rebuild kit for the fuel pump, I'm assuming. That's a Bosch pump, so those are usually pretty expensive. Maybe this is fine, I'm not really sure. As long as it doesn't leak during operation and I can still prime the system, I think it's fine. I think we can leave it at that at the moment. Yeah, the easiest repair job in the world turned into a stupid hack job, but as long as it works, right? Now you guys remember I also mentioned Old Blue. the priming pump on that thing is leaking really excessively as well. But actually there's like a pretty serious difference between the old Blue and the Volvo. You know, in the old Blue, the priming pump is gravity fed. The fuel tank is sitting higher than the priming pump. But on the Volvo, it's the other way around. The fuel tank is at the bottom of the machine, much like the Bobcat has. It's at the very bottom, and the priming pump has to work 100% without a leak, or it's not going to work, right? It's just going to suck air. In that system, in that setup, the air leaks are crucial. But for old Blue's sake, because the pump is gravity fed, even if it has like an air leak, it doesn't really matter. It will still pump fuel because the pump is gravity fed. But anyway, let's do number 2 now, air filter. I think we can actually keep this going in a row. Salapanga, look at that filter, so big. What do we have here? Oh yeah, the seal kits for the stirring cylinder, and also belts. I think that's about it. So these 2 are for the turning cylinders. But guys, if you recall, when I bought the machine, we had 2 seal kits sitting on the dashboard as well. And these are actually for the B-gram, you know, the bucket tilting function. So I have no idea how much this would actually cost, but these things were about 80 euros per piece. So 160 euros for these 2 seal kits. I'm guessing these are more because these are for the bigger cylinders then, right? So this 100 bucks each. I guess that's a win, right? Don't need to order those. Luckily they don't leak right now. One thing I like about working outside, you don't need to use any lights, right? We got the perfect light up there. No need to waste any power or electricity. Plus nothing can really match the power of the sun, right? That thing is just amazing. Wish it was closer. Wish it was right here, next to me. Then we wouldn't need to fix anything. You know, the inside even smells like granite dust. It looks kind of different though. I guess not. Put like a little washer there. Mess up the little O-ring. Look at that. Still quite a bit of dust left, right? I mean, once the filter gets... look at that. Once a filter gets granite dust in it, then it's kaput. Luckily the Volvo never has to work in such environments again. Unless maybe this guy goes bankrupt and is forced to sell the machine. Then we're all screwed. Actually guys, I'm gonna order up air filter for the big hoe as well, because it came from the same location. It handled the same material as the loader. The last time I also blew that thing out with the air, but not worth it. Just put a new filter on it and then I don't have to worry about it, because you know, my operation doesn't even probably involve like normal dust, dirt dust or anything like that. I think I don't even need a filter, bro. Put a piece of toilet paper in front of the turbo and we're good to go. That went pretty okay, I guess. Oh, by the way, I remembered 2 new things. It's very normal. So one of the things was those things, and one more was the handbrake. It doesn't work, so we need to figure that mess out as well. Right now, let's try to add a step to the thing so we could get up and figure out why the handbrake doesn't work. Oh. Guys, just remembered again, there's more problems. Yeah, look at that. Also, I think over there, and something is going on over there as well. Someone tried to do something over there, but I can see that weld is also cracked. That's not gonna. This is not good, right? Now I'm quickly gonna go write the thing down because I'm most likely gonna forget. I think I need to go buy a bucket of ice cream for her in order to mend that situation. About the stepbrother though, I think we need to do some type of a flippy floppy design. I mean, clearly we can't add any of that Soviet engineering here, because that's just gonna get bent up. I mean, look at that. Soviet engineering. All of them were bent up. Maybe they should stop driving over stumps. Actually, this guy does have like a very good design for the final step. And something like that would work perfectly. But I don't think I have that type of chain. Well, actually, maybe I did. I do remember something. I found it on the ground. That's a pretty interesting fitting. Homemade. Not me. Can't see it from here. Maybe it's other box. Oh, there we go. Oh man, look at this thing. I mean, it's kind of rusty and kind of bent up, but maybe it will work. Anyway, let's go try to see what's up. Maybe I can get 2 pieces from it. Yeah. I've seen some really crappy chain in my life, but this one really takes the cake. I mean, some of the links don't really wanna move. Maybe we don't need all of them to move. Look at that, everything's starting to move, man. Maybe we can use this stuff later on the firewood mill. Okay. Yeah, I think that trouble was worth it. Look at this thing now. It's like brand new chain with some rust proofing on it. I guess like 40 would work. That's 40, 35. So maybe 40 would be perfect. That means that chain has to be at least 80, right? 1 meter. Good, perfect. Excellent, man. And Spence got really lucky here. I think I should actually cut this thing in half. And then the overlap can go under the plate a little bit, so we could add a bit more welds there. Türa küll. See läheb lappesse, lööb sul kuradi näpuluu puruks. This one. Oh, there you go. Excellent. Run! Üks, kaks, kolm ja pool. Üks, kaks ja pool. This should function as a step, right? Maybe. This one is kind of crooked, so.
Hoida tõi 2 grillvorsti üles.
Isegi tagas. Food! It kind of reminds me of the moment when we tried to cook our own little sausage with the grappler. This tastes a lot better than that one. That's for sure. Joku hoia kinni. I need to build myself a vice. This is just garbage. Oh, vale pidigi. Hey, that's pretty good. Now I figured before I install the thing, maybe we can add some anti-slip type of situation there. Ma ei näe mitte midagi, noh, türa küll raisk. Nii kui see särtsu annab, ainult see kuradi jama, mida ma näen, mitte midagi muud ma ei näe. I couldn't see anything through this. Although you can see through it, but once the flash hits, then all you can see is the flash. You can't see any of the surrounding area. It's just pure darkness. Kind of hoping that this will fix it, because I can't really do any welding with that helmet, if that's the case. Maybe it's just at some point you need to swap them out. Normally I was unable to get this part anymore, but my guy came through and found a set for me. They don't make this welding helmet anymore. And this thing should be like brand new now. Oh my, so much better. Better buy more of those sets. Yeah, so much better, man. And before, when the spark arrived, couldn't see anything other than the spark. The entire surrounding area was just completely dark. Dude, I don't know, in my mind it looked a little bit better. What a weird mind. I think there was actually something here at some point, you know. That hole kinda lines up with that hole, I guess. But probably broke off. Üks pool korraga, ega midagi teha ei ole. Ma ei tea, võiks nagu gaasiga lahti keerata, enne. Ei! Gaasi on piisavalt siin ümber ringi. Terve atmosfäär ongi gaasi täis. Go anywhere, I think. I think that's pretty okay. Shouldn't go anywhere. I'm gonna let that guy meditate for a bit. Let's go deal with the next thing. Stepsister was saved. Man, I love happy endings. Yeah, I think we can do alternator next. Let's, I think let's just gonna take the thing off and try to figure out the situation inside the workshop. Drop the mic moment. Hopefully that part won't get in the way. That's gonna suck. I'm pretty sure my chainsaw won't pull through that. Most likely I see sparing, right? It's most probably. I mean, it's just stopped. I'm not really sure when, you know, maybe it stopped middle of the operation. Or maybe it's just from sitting. I'm not quite sure how that part comes out. It's like a bolt down there, but it doesn't screw out, or it doesn't hammer out. It's just kind of there. Man, what type of special nuts and bolts are these? Wait to design. Well, I guess we know why the nut didn't want to come off. Those threads are kind of messed up. I think I need to take the tensioner bracket with me as well, because I can't see how I'm supposed to remove that. A new alternator was about 170 bucks, but I figured maybe we can fix this one. Although this looks pretty bad, honestly. It's like, I think this thing hasn't ever come off the machine before. That part took forever. Oh, looks like this part was engineered to perfection. Now, considering how the thing looks, maybe we should just install a new alternator. Maybe it has lived through its life enough. Then again, I've never opened up an alternator, and this could be like the perfect opportunity. I'm guessing it's much like a starter inside, maybe a bit different. Not really sure. So I guess let's try. No keyway. Interesting. Although this part does have a keyway hole there, but the pulley does not. Oh my. This thing is pretty dirty. Something's happening. I'm betting John from Farmcraft would love to fix this thing. Hey, maybe we should send it to him as a permanent souvenir. But that didn't really help. I'm guessing these plastic washers are kind of important as well. I don't think this part needs to come off. Yeah, I'm gonna try to like watch a video because I probably have no idea how to open this thing up. Okay, so I've kind of watched a couple of videos now, and technically this thing should come open if you just undo like those 4 long bolts, which I did. Now the 3 in the center are holding some type of a back plate, which is for the bearing, I guess, because the bearing's right there. If you're not replacing the first bearing, then you apparently don't even need to take those 3 out. But now I also took the bush brushes out. They seem pretty good. Like a lot of brush material left there. And the second bearing is, well, the back bearing is right over there. I think the back bearing is okay because that moves. And maybe what's preventing us from taking the thing apart is the front bearing. Maybe that's seized to the shaft or something like that. Because this front cover should come off while having the remaining parts. This is like just a cover, nothing much else. But it just doesn't move whatsoever. Or maybe this alternator is built differently. I'm not 100% sure. Maybe we need to undo some of those wires. I might have like a little bit of hard time putting it back together later. No, we shouldn't need to do any stupid wire removal job. This thing should come out. Okay, that broke off now. Very good job. Excellent. I think it's the wires holding the thing together, but there's like no way to undo them. So 3 wires over there, they're pressed inside the thing. I mean, whatever. I'm just gonna break them right now. Okay, there goes the parts. Excellent job. Oh, man, this looks so bad. That bearing is fine, yeah, like I said. The rear bearing seems to work just fine. I think we need to press this out. I think this is completely seized. But, dude, I don't know. I think I'm just gonna order a new alternator, honestly. Because it's like a lot of parts. Plus, how I'm gonna like connect those back? I need to like solder them back or something. Okay, so the bearing spins, but yeah, I think this alternator is foobar because what is that? The rotor part that doesn't even move. Yeah, the rotor is just completely seized to the other thing. Stator, yeah, that's the thing I think. So the inner thing is the rotor, the outer thing is the stator, and they're seized together completely. They don't move. That's the issue then. I think. To be honest, I never thought that would be like an option. I always thought the bearing would go bad, but or am I missing something? I've never really opened up an alternator before. This is completely different from a starter, that's for sure. That thing has way less parts. No, I'm most likely, like 99% sure that I'm gonna order a new one, but I wanna see if I can separate the two. I wonder how something like this can happen even. Shouldn't there be like a gap between the rotor and the stator? Methinks, I don't know. That makes sense. Seems like they're one unit. But the rotor should spin inside the stator, right? That's how the thing works. If it spins like that, then the entire alternator spins. And that's not how it works. I'm really sure of that. Then alternator rotor sees to the stator. Oh, look at that. Yes, so alternator rotor can seize to the stator. While the rotor is designed to spin freely inside the stator with a very small clearance, this seizure typically occurs due to corrosion or mechanical failure rather than design contact, rust and corrosion. Very good, plenty of that crap going on over there. Bearing failure. Now both the bearings are good. Okay, that's pretty cool. I never thought this would be the case. Have you guys seen something like this before? First time opening up an alternator and such a mysterious glitch. It's starting to move now. Look at that. I'm guessing that's why I had so much trouble trying to get the things to separate. And you know, the 3 wires which broke, you don't need to undo them. It should still come off. I mean, separate. Man, this thing is just so stuck. Rusty business. Bearings look good though. I mean, I guess we could try to like get this thing back to work. Would need to clean this thing up pretty thoroughly because this thing needs to spin inside the stator pretty well. Right now it doesn't even fit there. Well, I think it's not worth it, you know. I think I'm just gonna order a new one. I changed my mind, guys. Let's give it a shot. I think I'm still gonna order up the new alternator, but give it a little shot, I guess. Plus we can test out the Volvo ear bleeder again. I haven't used that thing for at least a couple of years now. Sneaky button. Is that how it's supposed to work? I don't remember. The actual temperature is kind of DJing around a lot. Yeah, I'm pretty sure the guy did not do that last time. Okay guys, I managed to get that thing to work. I just needed to start the ultrasonic effect. And then the heater won't go on and off all the time. I guess in order for the heater to work, we also need to have the other thing on as well. So enjoy. I think I need to do a couple of cycles there. Let's see. Oh yeah. It's working. Needs to stay there a bit longer though. I think I should take some of the parts out. So I know that you guys told me if you put too many parts in the thing, then it's not gonna be as effective. So I'm gonna let the guy run for a while, and I'm gonna leave the thing inside the solution overnight. Pretty sure by morning it should be pretty clean. But still, I have no idea if I'm gonna succeed with this rebuild, you know. We did break a bunch of things there. I'm gonna try though. Good morning, my peers. Yeah, hopefully this thing worked. Oh. Oh man, it smells so bad. Oh, it looks a bit different. I guess that's better. Oh, by the way, I was a bit mistaken. The new alternator is actually only 130 euros, not 170. So I think what we're doing right now is just a complete waste of time, but whatever. I mean, that's what I always do, right? Hands pants. The time waster. Well, at least it was fun testing out that thing again. Honestly, I think I should use it more often. Oh, that is. See you in another 6 years. GoPro stop capture. Or whatever, don't I guess. GoPro don't stop capture. I think there's like a bunch of varnish on the copper wires as well, right? So we probably shouldn't grind that off. Oh, much better, right? It actually moves now. Okay, how did this crap go back together, man? Bro, I have no idea. Wish there was a way to watch my video backwards. And Spence is not built for such delicacy. It's like eating lobster. Not my thing. Yeah, I'm thinking that with vibration it will break. Seems like I got a pretty decent solder on both sides, but I don't think this is gonna hold. Although the original mount was also soldered. Maybe it doesn't matter. ei, nad olid teised. Ei, need ongi need 4 tükki, 1, 2, 3, 4, jah. Ei, see oli minu arust lühem. Üks oli pikem, teine oli lühem. Made already made like a little mistake. Wrong order, chief. I think good news. Maybe. Seems like I'm missing 4 nuts, but I have 2 different nuts left over. I mean, spare parts are always good, but not in this case. Maybe these went there somewhere. Oh, that goes there, but then I'm missing 3 nuts. Whatever, bro, I got my own nuts. Okay, I think that's the end of the line. I mean, we don't have any parts left over. That's always good, right? I'm not sure about the orientation though. I think it kind of matches up. Like, went like that. And then the thing went down there. Yeah, I don't think you can really install this any other way. Plus the thing spins now, so. But will it work or not? That's the real question, because when you can't see the solder connections anymore, but I think those are pretty crap. I mean, it might work for like 10 minutes and then something will come loose, not work again. Guess we can do like a quick test. 1 second, I'm gonna clean up the mess, then I need 2 batteries here because that's a 24 volt alternator. Okay, in order to make this work, we need 2 batteries, some jumper cables, would need it, also like a multimeter, and maybe a couple of those things as well. I've never really done a test like this before. I just kind of googled it. Doesn't seem too hard. You just kind of connect stuff together and then hope that something works. Okay, and first things first, we gotta make sure that the battery is fully charged. Guess we have to connect them up though to get the 24 volt system. That up. Like that. Almost 26 volts. I think that's pretty okay. Okay, so we need to connect the P terminal, or I mean the positive terminal, to the P plus terminal on the alternator. P plus over there. negative terminal goes on the B minus then. And on the negative terminal of the battery. And we need one more connection for the field current to excite the field coil. And that's gonna go to the D plus terminal. I think it was that one. And we have nothing connected to the whatever the fourth connection is. Doesn't say anything about that connection here. It says that I need to connect some type of a test light to it. But maybe we can just connect straight to the positive terminal without the test light. We should be able to do that as well. Okay, now everything should be set up. Okay, secure the alternator on device. Check grounding, connect the alternator case to the negative terminal of the battery. Should be there. Positive connection to the B plus. Should be there. Field thing is also connected without the bulb. Spinning. Use an electric drill on the alternator pulley to spin it clockwise at high speed. I don't think anything moved here. I mean, we should get some... The voltage is not changing. Seems like a bust. Or maybe my setup is wrong. According to the second time I searched for the same thing, it says that I don't need like a light bulb. And I can just use a wire between the live and terminal L. That will work as well. So maybe my spin is not, I mean, maybe my drill is not fast enough. That seems like pretty slow. It does something though. It goes from 0 to 1. But that's... I think no bueno, this thing. Okay, well. Place the order for the new alternator. Plus, if the guy has, he's gonna ship me the new bolt as well. Maybe something went wrong when like reassembling, or maybe I connected something incorrectly during the test setup. But I think that should work. I mean, at least I got that to move, so I'm very proud of myself. Everything else just kind of went to hell. Bunch of waste of time. By the way, guys, I kind of noticed one more thing. Something that should not be the case, I think. So, between the alternator's shaft and the negative terminal, 12.5 volts. So, that should not be the case, right? Something's internally screwed, I think. I mean, the shaft shouldn't have any voltage. Meetings. Anyway, let's deal with the next thing next. So let's just kind of keep going here at the moment. Let's not waste any more time. And let's deal with the final drives next. Never really checked those. Okay, either low or empty. just like I planned it. Oh, it's actually on low. Yeah, it's right over there. Guess we could add a little bit to make it level, I suppose. Also the fluid. It looks pretty good, golden. I think we don't need to do anything about that. Very nice. You guys remember about a year ago where the loader is currently sitting? We didn't have that wonderful bat there, right? If I did not do all that work last year, then right now we would be trying to lift this guy up in the mud. I think this is a lot better. What is going through the wood? Look at that. Oh, very good. Shut up and hold. Holy hell. We got a lot of air from there. Not sure if you heard that. Maybe there's a breather issue. The oil is okay. We could add a bit more, but that's not the problem. Yeah, that looks pretty good. No need to replace that out. I will achieve absolutely nothing. That hissing sound though, don't like that. Also these tires, I think they're extremely overinflated, so I think we need to check that as well. I'm kind of scared to actually stand here. If this guy were to explode, I'm dead. At least I won't feel anything, right? You're just gonna go to sleep very fast. No angry cat noises from here. And I think the oil level is also spot on. Yeah, it's basically there. I think I'm not gonna even add anything. Wow. She's a fat ass. Guy wants to stick. But guys, what's the deal with these things? I have like 4 of them, and all of them have the same problem. The needle doesn't want to go to 0. It's like I buy a new gun and it works for like a couple of weeks, and then the needle doesn't go to 0 anymore. Now this one is kind of sticking at around 0.5, but 1.5 bar doesn't go any lower than that. Plus there's like a little screw DJing inside there. Look at that. And this one is stuck at 1. I think this was the more expensive one as well, and it did work for a while until it didn't. This one is showing 4.5. I'm not sure if I can get like an accurate reading, you know. That's my concern here. 4.5 exactly, okay. Maybe that's correct then. Oh, this one seems to have like a special feature. I think this is junk. Bye bye. About the air pressure though, it needs to be different from the rear and the front axle. Usually the front axle has more pressure than the rear. And it also depends on the size of the tires and what the tires are for. Either earth moving or transport work or something like that. Earth moving off-road. Type 2 4A. Oh, I mean 2A. Yeah, sorry. Tubeless. Made in Japan. Yikes. I think it was different on the rear end though. No Japan markings on this guy. Actually, there should be pressure rating on the tire as well, but I can't see anything. Maximum gold pressure should be the thing. Maybe here. Different thread, look at that. First time I noticed that. I think each tire is different. Made in China. That's not quite Japan. And this one is there. So I'm guessing the Japan tires are original, and at some point they have been replaced out with cheaper things. Yeah, looks like the front left and the rear right is made in China and vice versa in Japan, at least according to the tread pattern. Yep, kind of interesting combination. But about the pressures, so front axle anything between 3.5 and 4.5, and rear axle anything between 2.0 and 3. So this thing is seriously overinflated. We need to, this was 4.5, right? If the multimeter over there doesn't lie. This is 3. Holy shit! I think almost 6 bar in that tire. Holy hell! Yeah, 5.5 bar. Wow! I couldn't even get a reading on this guy, so I think there's something wrong here. It doesn't go overdue. Oh, 3. Oh, 5. Yeah, 5.2. Okay, so I'm not sure who inflated these tires, but they are not very correct. Unless the multimeter is lying. .2. I think they're not lying, you know. Yeah, 3.2, yeah, okay. I think it's showing correct pressure, but the needle just doesn't go to the 0. So we need to add some pressure to this tire because this needs to be 3.5 and 4.5. Yeah, front tires 3.5 and 4.5. This is currently 3.2, so it's very close, I would say. The other side is 5 though. We need to get some air out of that. And the rear needs to be 3. One was 4.5, the other was 5.5, so definitely do much there. I'm gonna put the minimum amount. If we do some work, then we can determine if we need to add more. So 3.5 bar should be pretty okay. Looks like we added 0.2 bar. What? Yeah, it's going down, but very slowly. Almost there. Okay, 3 bar. I think we're gonna leave it at that. Kind of on the upper end, but should be fine. Okay, I think that's pretty good with the air pressures now. Got 3.5 up front and 3 on the rear. Maybe I need to add a bit more to the front end. I guess we'll see once we pick that giant grappler up with some material as well. But no, it's a good pressure to start off with, I guess. Anyway, fluid levels in the final drives were okie dokie. Plus we got the air pressure sorted out as well, like the extra little X there. But one of the hubs did have pressure in it. I'm not really sure about that. I mean, where or if the breather is there even. Okay guys, so I did a bit of research and about the breather situation. I went through the entire manual that I have, the 4,400 something page manual, and you know, I typed in breather in the search box and got about 800 hits on that word, but none of those results reflected to the differential breather. Absolutely nothing. Basically all of them were about the hydraulic system and nothing on the differentials. So I turned to Google for help, got a couple of different responses from that. One of them was that this machine has like a special breather filter somewhere that's for the differentials. And I did some digging around yesterday. I couldn't find any lines that go to like a special filter somewhere, but essentially it should look, we got one up there, but it's not for the differential. It should look something like that. And that's the breather for the servo mechanism. And the second set of answers I got was just like a standard breather. So that actually kind of seems to be the thing over there. So like a standard bolt, which has like a little cap on it, I guess, and that's supposed to be the breather then. The other hose which is connected is for the differential lock. So this applies the differential lock for the front drive. So we should have something like that on the rear diff as well, right? No, we don't need to touch that because the front end doesn't have any venting issues. Oh, and by the way, the final drives and the differentials, they share the same air. And if you guys remember, when we checked the differential oil the last time I was working on the machine, we also got pressure from the housing, right? So that kind of makes sense, you know, the final drive being pressurized right now because they're connected, they use the same air. So if we fix the breather issue on the rear axle, then it should also fix the final drive venting problem, right? The thing is though, I did look around yesterday around the rear diff and I couldn't locate like the thing. There's like nothing on top, or maybe there's just too much crap there. Nothing on this side. It's just like a bunch of mud in the way. What is that? Dude! Look at that. Dude, I was looking for that thing last year. Man, how did I forget the guy here? Wow. Finally found it. Haven't found the block though. Stupid brake lines. Who even needs those? Oh, there's something there. Oh, look at this. Maybe I was blind. Yeah, that should be the thing, yeah. Oh, me. Man. Wish I had some type of a giant grease bit somewhere. That would be so useful right now. Maybe we should build one. Oh, okay. Oh, look at that. Seems pretty blocked up. I assume there's some type of a wire mesh inside which has rusted away now. I'm not sure if there should be some type of a wire in there. Right now I felt like there was just a bunch of rust in there, or mud. Maybe it doesn't need... No, I thought there's gonna be like a wire mesh in there, you know. Something that would filter out some of the dust so it wouldn't go inside the differential, but I guess there was nothing. Just a bunch of mud. Okay, maybe it's fine then. I figured I'm gonna need to find some type of a replacement for the wire mesh, but maybe this is fine as well. Check it out, guys. And that little cap or hat perfectly goes into that hole. So I could nicely press it shut again. Wow. Hopefully that little hole is not blocked. What's up, Doc? Hey, there's something. What is that? It's like buttloads of rust there. I'm not really sure what that is about. Is that supposed to be there? Is that the mesh? I'm not really getting that. It does go down. There seems to be like a lot of rust in that hole, but all that shit is falling in there now, which is not good. Oh no, the camera got stuck. No! You've got to be kidding me, man. I guess the Volvo endoscopy camera is part of the breathing system now. Jumala perse, siin on kinni raisk. Kuidas ta kinni läks? Sisse läks ilusti, välja ei tule enam. Äkki on viltu kaamera kuidagi või? Ei ole ju. Jumala perses, noh. I'm gonna break that camera, I think. Well, at least one thing's for sure. There's no more blockage. We're inside the housing now. But dude, how am I gonna get the camera out? How can something go inside and not come out? What is it getting stuck on? I mean, the hole is definitely bigger than the camera, right? Maybe the rusty edges. It's coming. Oh yes, mine perse. Good news, guys, the camera survived. I guess the lip is a bit bigger. That's why it got stuck. Never stick your personal stuff into holes which might cause you trouble. I mean, am I right? Or am I right? No kus see auk nüüd on? Auku ei olegi enam. No ei leia auku enam ülest, noh. On see koht õige või? Nüüd läks vist. I think we should go check out the front axle as well. I mean the front differential. Although that has no venting issues right now, but if we clear it, then we probably don't need to ever deal with that again. Well, at least this one has like a hole, right? I love this thing. At first, when I got it, I didn't really use it at all, but I've been using it more and more lately. And this thing is completely clear. Look at that. If you guys want to buy something like this, I'm gonna try to remember to put like a link down in the description so you could get some type of discount. And they're actually pretty cheap, maybe like $100 or something like that, maybe even cheaper. Yeah, this is completely clear. Don't even need to take the hat off. Okay. And Diff Breathers, we just finished that. Very excellent. Next up, belts. I will do that later once I get my new alternator, I think. Fire extinguishers. Might add those. I think I'm gonna add 2. This thing already has a fire extinguisher, but I'm pretty sure this guy is kinda expired. I mean that thing doesn't even move, bro. I think it's seized. By the way, we got some type of power line here as well. I'm currently not sure where it leads, but I'm guessing it goes to the block heater, which is on the other side of the engine. Another one over there. We'll deal with that a bit later. Oh man. Even if this thing worked, you couldn't get access to it. Nice stand though, but I think my new bottle is a bit too small for this. Maybe I have some type of a bigger bottle. Okay, that went pretty good. This actually works out pretty good. The bolt is acting as a stopper as well. Easy to access it and lock it. Look at that. Now I found this gem inside the woodworking workshop. I think it's much more suited here, right? Who even needs a fire extinguisher inside the woodworking workshop, bro? There's just a bunch of wood there. It doesn't make any sense to have any fire inside that place, right? It's just wood. This is a better option. I was thinking maybe adding one inside as well, just in case if there's like a small fire, and then we don't need to waste the big guy. Oh, by the way, I'm really glad I got to use that stand, because believe it or not, a stand like that for a fire extinguisher actually costs a lot more money than the fire extinguisher itself. I mean, you can't really compare it to a stand like this, right? I mean, look at that. That's just a bunch of mumbo jumbo. It's garbage. Plus, it will probably not keep the bottle inside the mount, right? If the machine is jumping up and down. But I think right over there should work pretty good. Maybe it's gonna start wobbling around. Maybe a flat surface would work better. Maybe that will work. Although maybe it's gonna impair my view a bit. I wouldn't put it inside the cab 100%. A little bit of extra insurance. Oh, whoops. Okay, all the possibilities for a fire now are deleted. So let's move on to the electrical section. I think I need to go buy more fire extinguishers. About the electrical stuff though, I think mainly I need like 3 things that work on it. So I need lights, definitely, and maybe a horn, windshield wiper needs to work as well. Glow blocks, yeah, that's already 4. I guess more than 3. It would be great if that block heater would work as well. And maybe that's about it. I'm not really sure. Let's try to figure out the glow block situation first. According to the manual, it should have them. And apparently there's like multiple ways to activate them. One way is apparently once you switch on the ignition, then you wait. Well, some sources say 12 seconds, some sources say 30 seconds, but I think we already did that. That did not work. The next step is the cranking, so that's not part of that. Another source says that you need to turn this to the left side in order to manually function the glow blocks, but this ignition doesn't go there, so that's not the case. Also, there's like no dedicated button on the dashboard other than maybe this. I'm not really sure. And it does have like a pressure switch, so maybe that's the thing. I don't see anything happening though. And there's the indicator for that as well over there, but nothing's lighting up. And glow blocks are usually located next to the injectors, right? But dude, I don't see anything here. Incoming fuel lines, I'm guessing that's the return line. I think this guy doesn't even have glow blocks. I don't see any glow blocks anywhere. Nope, I don't see them. Maybe they have been removed. T71, is that the engine serial number? I guess that's the thing there. Look at that. In the Volvo D71 series, you will not find individual glow plugs for each cylinder. Instead, this engine uses a single intake manifold preheater, often called the starting element. Okay, intake manifold. The heating element is directly inside the intake manifold. And we do have some wires going in there, so maybe that's the thing. The preheater. It goes directly to the thing over there. How to make it work though? Okay, so got my answer right there, I guess. Activation, turn the starter key to the preheating position, usually one click past the accessories or on before start. Some type of a yellow amber coil symbol should light up. I'm guessing it's that then, because there's really like nothing else which would even indicate that. Wait a bit here. It said up to 55 seconds. Nope. Nothing. I'm not getting anything. Maybe there's a bad fuse. Oh man, look at the fuse box in this thing. You guys really compare that to the Bobcat's box, right? Man, that little dirt over there. If you guys didn't know, then the fuse box in that Bobcat is kind of like Christmas decorations on a Christmas tree. But instead of Bobcat's case, the wires are kind of all over the engine with the fuses. I mean, whoever made that setup is a genius. All the fuses are good, except what is missing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The seat heater is missing. Yeah, who even needs that, bro? Okay, so I tried to search the manual to it, but what? I can't even search anything there. The manual is right here, but I can't even press the search button for some reason. I don't know, maybe you need to pay for something in order to use the app. I'm not gonna surf through 4,000 pages hoping to stumble upon something. Luckily the Google AI seems to have some information about this thing. Apparently there should be like a small fuse inside the fuse box labeled as FU5 or 6. Not related to the other thing, but there's no FUs here, so FU doesn't work. But apparently the fuse that matters is inside the battery box somewhere. Main high amp fuses are typically located in a dedicated box inside the battery compartment. Smaller control fuses are located in the main fuse box. And so the smaller fuses are all intact except the one which is missing, but that's the ash warmer, so we don't need that. So let's go try to find some type of a fuse inside the battery box then, I guess. Just siit kinni läks. What is this supposed to latch onto? What? Oh, there. Okay. I was so confused. Clearly nothing on this side. I don't think there's any fuses here. Plus that part is probably filled with concrete, right? Maybe on the other side. bunch of corrosion, but it's just a battery box. No fuses here. Mass switch, and that's it. I'm not really sure what this thing is about. Maybe you can get something from that. What do you guys think? Some type of electrical connection, maybe? I'm kind of curious, but I have no idea. Now I'm guessing that's the relay for the heater. Kind of makes sense, I guess. But I have no idea where the fuse is. It should be a pretty high amperage fuse, like 80 amps or something like that. Germany 333 009 009 24 volts. Relay. Okay, so that's the relay. Piss off, ads! Mis kuradi car wash? Mine perse oma car washiga. Yeah, look at that. I think it's the same thing. Holy balls! Almost 400 euros for that thing. Hopefully that's not bad. About the main fuse though, bro, I have no idea where that thing is located. Technically it kind of makes sense if it's close to the battery, right? I mean, it's a really high amperage fuse. It's just the battery and the wires. So technically it should look like a little steel plate. And maybe the fuse has been removed, because in this imagery we can see that the fuse is actually connected to the right side of the relay connection. But on that thing, the right side goes directly to the starter where it gets power anyway, so maybe the fuse is got out of the system like that. That would be kind of stupid if that was the thing. I mean, about 80 amps stupid, right? So technically there should be a fuse between this wire then. Currently it's hooked up directly, which is not very good. But no, we don't have anything on that one, which goes to power the heating coil. Bunch of zeros. I kind of found a couple of fuses inside the cab, which might be connected to this setup. This one actually. That's good. And 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. That one. Both of them are good, so that's not the issue here. You know, guys, I hate electrical stuff. I'm not really good at it at all. Maybe there's an issue with the switch itself, or maybe the 400 euro relay back there is toast. Because the system is supposed to work automatically, right? You don't need to press any button down for it to kick off the heating element, unless that system has been disabled at some point. It should work through the ignition switch, but it's not. So we don't have like a main fuse to blame at the moment. So maybe the relay is bad, the really expensive relay. Actually, guys, there is one thing that we can try. The relay has 4 pins, so input, output, ground, and the trigger. So if you put 24 volts on the trigger, then the relay should work, right? And it should send power to the heater element. I mean, that way we could rule out if it's an issue with the relay itself or something else is going on. Yeah, just in case, I'm gonna disconnect the trigger wire because maybe I'm gonna be sending back like 24 volts to a faulty connection or something. Actually, I'm gonna do like a quick test first. Nothing. Yeah, I'm gonna go press the button, tell me if there's any change. Anything? Okay, sorry about the light, but we're actually not getting any trigger voltage to the relay, so it can't really function, right? Maybe the relay is fine then. I'm not 100% sure about this wire though. It's connected to the output. The most likely is some type of indicator light. You know, once the heater gets powered, then it sends a signal to the dash somewhere which lights up a dash light, I'm guessing. It kind of makes sense. Oh, I guess that works. Screwdriver is just not the best option. Yep, 25 volts. So the relay is good, which is great. But then again, there's no fuse, right? Even if we use it like this and something short circuits, then eventually things start to melt. Maybe also fire. But then again, we installed those fire extinguishers, so maybe we're good. I wonder if we get some lights on the dashboard though. Anything? I can't tell anything from this stupid screen. Oh, it's the wrong way. I still can't understand anything. I think nothing lighted up. Yeah, someone definitely has done some interesting hack job here at some point. So this system has been tinkered with, without a doubt. But then the relay seems to function. We got power going to the heater element over there. Does that work? I don't know. Guess we have to test that during the winter time, right? But yeah, I'm kind of tinkering with an idea. Maybe we could do some type of a local hack job. Run a new wire for the trigger into the gap under a switch, and then use that to trigger the system. Also, I think we should disconnect that green-red nonsense if that doesn't really do anything, and also add a fuse. But I'm not really sure where that fuse needs to exactly be. Does it need to be between the power source and the relay, so between that, or between the relay and the power user, between that? I'm not really sure about that at the moment. But guys, I'm not going to do that hack job right now. I'm going to be patient and I'm going to wait what you guys think about that setup. Is that worth doing, or maybe we're missing something else, something very simple? I'm not really sure about that at the moment. I think let's try to figure this mess out instead. Ooh, special block. Wire is pretty bad. I think this is not outside wire and sunlight has just completely destroyed it. You should probably install a new wire there, but maybe this works. It looks like all the connections are there. And nothing's shorted out. But this should work. Although we definitely need a new wire. We should actually get like an immediate response. Hear that, guys? Freaking block heater is working. Look at that. And maybe we don't even need the stupid preheater thing. This is actually pretty good. I just need a new wire there. But at least it works. Wow. You know, the new blue has something similar. Same type of heater element for the block. Technically the same thing. Now some people say that this thing only heats like a small corner on the engine, but that's completely false. This actually heats the entire upper end of the block, and that's the most important part, right? I mean, yeah, you can heat the oil, but what is that gonna do if you want to start a cold engine? Absolutely nothing. You need heat where the diesel combustion is taking place, so up top. Heating the oil will technically like achieve absolutely nothing. It just makes the oil more viscosity, I guess, but other than that, doesn't really help at all. Not the wire though. I think I'm just gonna go try to find like a new plug for it, and also buy some outside rated wire. And I would use this, but it looks like there's like no way to open it actually. Maybe this is glued together. There's no holes. I mean, there's no screws anywhere. At least it works right now. I just need to replace the wire out. So most likely I'm gonna forget though. Next up though, I think we should try to figure out the light situation. This guy has a lot of lights overall. The factory ones are only there, and everything that's up top on the roof are custom. I think those are custom as well. Oh man, we should add that extra step thing on this side as well. Too bad I'm out of chain. What is this thing for? I'm not really sure what that radiator is for. It's been disconnected. Maybe it's for the hydraulics. Oh wait, never mind. Hydraulics radiator is there on the engine. Yeah, hydraulic fluid radiator is on the rear end of the machine under the hood, so that's definitely not that. One second, I'm kind of curious what that is. Maybe it's the windscreen washer fluid radiator. Oh yeah, huh? 3 options: hydraulic oil cooler, condenser, or intercooler. I mean, that's not very helpful. We do have a couple of lines running to the back. I'm not sure if they're hydraulic or not. Might be. They're not high pressure lines though, just standard hose. I mean, clearly this guy has been disconnected. I mean, it looks like oil cooler, I guess. Kind of off topic at the moment, but hopefully it's fine. Sometimes I'm just curious. Guess we could clean this up as well. That's the hydraulic tank breather, by the way. Well, one thing's for sure, this guy is definitely not the oil cooler. That thing looks completely different. It's probably the cab radiator. that looks like the thing. It's been disconnected though, not sure why. But I think we don't need to focus on that at the moment. Okay, that works at least. It's missing some parts. Okay, so these buttons have something to do with the bucket. I think they don't probably even work. They rely on sensors and stuff in order to work, I guess. So I have no idea what that button means. Maybe you guys can help me out with that. To me, that looks like some type of a human centipede experiment type of situation. Something to do with hydraulic oil. No idea. Maybe the heater, that doesn't work. That's the siren up top. That's missing parts. Some type of a warning light. And I'm guessing that's the windscreen washer fluid. But clearly that does nothing. Then we have 3 buttons here. Anyone's guess. What will they do? There's no markings on them even. Then we have some type of a speed button, I guess. Maybe it has something to do with that. Fan. Oh, the fan even works. Look at that. You can hear movement, but I don't feel any air. We got a little bit of air coming from there, but not a lot. That's just minimal, right? Maximum. That doesn't seem to do anything. I'm guessing that's the AC, but I'm pretty sure that's not gonna work. Now, I remember from the last video that you guys told me that quick glob button is for a central lubrication system, but that setup has been removed from this machine, so that does nothing at the moment. And oh, look at that, we still have 80 bars of pressure inside the system, although it's been sitting for a couple of days now. And up there we have the radio, but I think we last time pressed through most of the buttons and it just then we have gab lights which don't function. Probably has something to do with missing wires or broken wires. Speakers, they don't work. I'm kind of curious though, what is this for? Some type of hour meter? Definitely not for the engine. Maybe it's a workometer. You can kind of manually set it, but how will it move on its own? Maybe you need to press that button while you're loading stuff. Maybe it's a counter, you know. Seems to work still. There you go. And then we have the printer. Dude, I had no idea what this thing was, but you guys told me it's a printer. Very old printer. Looks like there's some part missing from it. You know, something has been broken off. Ow. Dude, that looks like my toilet paper. Wow. Maybe there are some work orders on it still. Nope. Pretty cool little thing, right? Probably extremely old. About the lights though. Ooh! Hear that? The signals. Maybe something even worked. Dude! Look at that, the signal light works. What about the other side? Yo man, I think there's a bad bulb in there because in the gap the noise is making its thing. Okay, so that's for the windscreen. Signal. Zero should be some lights. So in the center it should have already some lights, but we don't. Nothing, right? Wrong way again. Oh dude, we have some of them work. That worked. That worked. That worked. The center did not light on. That one, nothing. Well, at least the wiring is there, right? That works. But I think those are the headlights because I need to like push the lever up. I mean, pull the lever up, but it won't stay up. Those are the high beams. Then I wonder if they work back here as well. Nope, nothing there. I think it's the same function. You can't really tell, but it's kind of faded. But this and that is the same function. The only difference is that this is momentary switch, and that's on. And when I pull it up, there's a click somewhere there. Relay working. But when I push it down, there's some click coming from the other side. It's related to that button. And I'm thinking it's the horn. The horn is right over there. The horn is connected, but there is a extra wire that has been disconnected. Probably not part of this system. Yeah, we're not getting any voltage to the horn, so I'm not sure what that button is clicking about. Clearly not here. Maybe we're missing a horn relay. That thing is that thing, so that's missing, but I'm not really sure what that is. Maybe it's a reverse horn or maybe more higher power horn. Not sure. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. All the fuses check out at least. So the light's not working. It's either issue with the bulbs themselves, you know, those lights have bulbs in them, or there's a wiring issue somewhere and there's no connection between the switch and the light. And for the horn, I think we're missing a relay from that spot. We're actually missing several relays here. What is that? Parking brake relay, okay. Oh yeah, the parking brake doesn't work as well. Dude, I just remembered. Why did I have to remember that? Okay, that's blank anyway, there's nothing there. Seems pretty blank. But other than that, you know what I'm planning right now? I'm thinking I'm gonna order new lights. LEDs, for example. Get rid of all that nonsense up there and maybe only leave the original lights, you know, on the sides, on the bottom half of the machine. But then everything up there new lights, and also on the rear end, plus a new siren as well, and a horn, unless that doesn't work. I guess we can try that quickly. Nothing. Maybe this is a 24-volt horn. Then we need a 24-volt system. Yeah. So the horn is bad. Or it has something to do with the mysterious wire. I don't think so. It should work. But then again, we didn't get any voltage from the gap as well, right? So probably missing a relay as well. So I'm gonna try to find some more relays for this guy. Fill a couple of those holes. Maybe things start to work. Also, new set of lights, new horn. You know, I don't really need a lot when we're talking about electrical, I guess. Basically, I just need lights, horn. Well, that's a maybe, actually. I don't even need that, but it will be great to have lights, horn, and I need the heaters to work for the engine. Probably need to order a new windscreen wiper as well. And this one is messing up my window. In addition to that, also the belt tensioner. Belt tensioner is was working, but it's kind of sideways. Something's off there. Need to check that. In addition to that, I'm not sure if I mentioned it before, but last year when I was changing oils, I put the wrong type of oil inside the gearbox. So I put standard engine oil in there, but apparently it needs some type of automatic transmission fluid type of business. So we need to swap that out. Definitely we can't. It will work with engine oil as well, but it will wear it down a lot faster. Gear box oil. I mean, I'm adding more things than I've solved. This is not going great. Well, to be honest, there's like one thing here which will immediately fix all the problems if we do this one thing. Yeah, let's just sell the machine, and then they're not my problems anymore. Well, obviously we're not gonna do that. That would be the stupidest thing ever. But guys, I think I'm gonna wrap this one up right now. I'm probably gonna pick this up once the orders arrive in. The alternator has not shown up yet. Plus, need the relays, lights, the other stuff as well. And then I will most likely pick up the work. But you know, right now it works. Right now it should start up. It should drive. So I think we're gonna put the fixes on a little boss, get the grappler out. Then I need to tinker with the hoe or the gearlet. I have to choose, and then maybe then we can get back to the loader. Before we go though, I guess we can do like a little test drive. And we don't have an alternator on it, but I think that's not important enough. Just make sure the gearbox works right. The bad pin is right over there. Oh, it's the bottom one. Through the main frame. Look at that. Wow. And something went wrong with that at some point. Now the other side doesn't have any movement whatsoever. Look at that. Yeah. just like I thought. That button has something to do with that. And the light works there, but I don't see any indication there. And maybe some of these bulbs are dead as well. Okay, I guess we did our little victory dance after all. At least I can use the guy at the moment. Once I get the parts, then I'm gonna continue the focus on this guy. Right now though, I'm gonna go. So, see you guys in the funny pages. Ciao, baka.